Okay, well, there was a recent case in the news that just before Christmas, a guy um, had an engine failure in a little aeroplane near Los Angeles somewhere, and he decided to just jump out and with his parachute and let the aeroplane crash to the ground. And he's a YouTuber. He's got nearly 1 million views, and he had cameras out on the wing and camera on the dashboard here and a camera behind him in the cockpit, a camera on the tail. So it was generally sort of suspected that it was a stunt. It wasn't actually a real accident where he just decided, I'm bailing out. Because these aeroplanes will glide, okay, for a long, long way when you have an engine failure. So we're going to have an engine failure now. And we want to discuss the water. So where's my little wand? There it is. Pull that. Okay. Oh no, engine failure. Change tanks. Fuel pump on. Let's try cranking it. Carburetor heat on. It's not going to do it. We're trimming for the glide. Mayday. November 172 Sierra Papa with engine failure. Repeat, engine failure. I'm going to try and glide and land somewhere. So we're not going to just open the door and bail out. That wouldn't be an option, okay. Obviously, if the aircraft was on fire or the wing had come off and you had a parachute, then yeah. But look, our airspeed is dwindling. We really have to make sure we trim for the glide. Okay, so winding. There. 60 knots. Right, where are we? Okay, where's the wind doing? The wind is behind us. The aerodrome is over there. We could probably make it from here. Or do you want to glide over water? Is there anywhere else? There's plenty of fields here. We could definitely make a landing here. But do we want to try and risk getting over to the airport over the water? Well, I'd say no. I want to go over the land. But then if I go over the land, will I make it back to the airport? So these are the decisions that you've got to make. So altitude, I've got 3,000 feet. I've got 60 knots. I'm going to go for it. The wind is coming from my right. Got to be thinking of this all the time. Now the guy in Los Angeles who jumped down of his plane, he was at something like 9,000 feet. He could have stayed gliding for ages. Now I've got Fort George there. Look, I'm overhead the finger on the North Shore. So I've just got to maintain 70 knots and everything should be hunky-dory. Will I make it? You see, this is what you've got to think about. Do I want to head for Fort George and then follow the coastline around and hope I can still have enough altitude to make it to the airport or not? What do I do? Or do I just land on this side? I mean, different pilots will think different things. You know, this side's a very safe option. But then you've got the added option, you've got to think what's going to happen later. So these are all thoughts running through your head. You're thinking of a lot of things all at once. So I'm heading towards Fort George here. I've got my airport in sight. I don't want it to get too far out. Altitude, I've got 2,200 feet. I need to start turning towards the airfield. Worst case scenario now is we're going to get wet and go swimming. We don't really want to do that. So I want to be as close to the beach as possible. Now I'm down to 2,000 feet. I'm going a bit slow. I need to blow the nose a bit to get that 70 knots to get my best glide angle. Flaps are up. I've got no flaps down whatsoever. I'm continuing to try to get this engine going. I'm pushing all my buttons in, all these circuit breakers. I'm looking down, fuel pumps on. Try it again on the key. It's not going to work. Okay, so we have to commit ourselves to an engine off landing. Air traffic might be talking to us. Yeah, we can talk to them if we've got time. So we're coming in from the north. We're over the water at the moment. We're at 1,500 feet and we're going to try and make it back to the airfield. So At any point we feel we're not going to make it to the main runway, we can turn right and we can land anywhere. Look, we've got disused runways, we've got grass. I reckon we're going to make it. I reckon everything's going to be cool here. But I'm not using any flaps because that'll make the aircraft draggy. And look at that compasses thing, gyro compass has failed, artificial horizons failed, so we can't rely on them at all. It's all visual. And you may think to yourself, well, what happens in the dark if this goes on in the dark? Well, you're pretty stuffed, actually, in the dark. That's the answer to that question. If you do my PPL course on the Cessna 172, we cover night flying and engine failures in the dark, as per the flying school. That's what they will teach you. Okay, I can turn in a bit now because I'm really still at 800, 700 feet. Don't want to drop any flaps until I'm 100% that I'm going to get all the way in there onto that runway. Last thing I want to do is put flaps down and fall short of the runway. Okay, I'm 100% happy. I'll put one stage in. I'll put 2 stages in. Okay, we're right at the top of the white arc now, which is the flap lowering speed. On the top of the white arc, we will be going too fast. We'll rip the flaps off. No, it won't rip them off, but you can damage them by going too fast. Okay, so here we are. We are there. Look, we have arrived. So just keep the aircraft flying just above the runway. Wait for the stall warner, and she stalled straight on to the ground, and we're on the brakes. We can put all the flaps down. Aircraft has stopped. We made it. Engine failures, like I say, the most dangerous one to sum it all up is the takeoff. Okay, we've run out of runway, we can't land back on the runway, and the engine fails. That's the most dangerous time. That's when we're going to get killed. Okay, that's the most dangerous part, and the higher we get, the safer we are. Thanks for watching.